Today is vlog day 1019, and you know what? This one time when I was on vacation in France, no, come back.
This is Earth Radio, and now here's human music.
Good morning and welcome to day 19 of my 20 and 20. Prashant's with me. We're gonna go meet some other people here in a minute, I think. We're in the 19th Arrondissement of Paris, which is in the northeastern section of the city. It is a really big arrondissement. There's a lot going on. Not normally one that I would recommend you come if it's your first time in Paris, at least to stay. But if you're gonna visit, you should definitely come visit the canal. We're gonna hit up a number of different things, including one of my favorite parks in the city. But first, we're gonna see about a little coffee boutique and maybe get our second coffee of the day. Prashant treated me to coffee to start, so I'm off to a good start. Off to a solid start though, 2 new invaders right off the bat. I have almost caught up to Danielle and her kids. Coming for you guys. Okay, sorry, anyways, we'll get this invader and then we'll actually go to the... Is where we're going where Belleville actually does their roasting now?
Yeah, it's their headquarters, I think. It's where they do all of their roasting.
It's
their flagship. It's their flagship.
Their flagship store.
And they do their roasting.
Belleville's one of the OG coffee roasters here in Paris, and so I've yet to go to this new location, but I need this invader more than I need coffee. Huzzah! One of the other things we've already run into today as well is it is May Day. It's the 1st of May. So it's a jour férié, so you'll see the Red Cross, for example, among others, out selling flowers to raise money. It's a great day to buy a flower for your mom if you live around here. Prashant's gonna do that later because he's a good son. But it also means closures and protests. We had some struggles getting here because our metro lines were closed down, so we had to walk a little extra far. I mean, don't expect anything to happen in the 19th, but it does mean that we might have to both dodge a couple of places if there are protests, and, you know, there may be closed stores along the way. But thankfully, Laura, woo, Flappy Bird. Thankfully, Laura is already at the coffee shop we're going to, so we know that it's open. Look at that big Flappy Bird.
You have that one?
Nope.
Okay, wait. This is a great one for...
Huzzah! Hey, how's it going? Well, it could be cool. If you want to come, you can do a cupping. Like, they'll do a whole experience and make all kinds of coffee for you, but it takes like 3 hours, and that's not what we're here for. And these guys are melting without their coffee, so we should probably start moving towards the canal. This place is really cool because when you go in, like he was describing, it still feels like a house inside. You've got bedrooms you can sit in. You can even sit in a bathtub and eat across from someone you love. It's great. It's a chill spot to come hang out. Not super work friendly if you're looking for a place to work, but the prices are right. The service is often pretty slow, but otherwise, like, the environment is on point. It's a lot of fun. Buttes Chaumont is a fantastic park that actually was built on, like, I think this is like a landfill originally. Napoleon came in and cleaned it up. There are 2 different bars here, bars/restaurants. It's really fun to kind of wander around. They're closed right now, but if you wanted to come in, you don't just have to picnic. You could actually sit down and have a drink. Fantastic. Just a great big park. Lots of people, lots of picnics. We're gonna go out to the center though. The centerpiece, which you've just seen, is like, I don't know, the crown jewel of the park system in Paris. That might be quite, I don't know if I can make that assertion, but I'm going to. I'm just gonna own it. This is the best part of the whole city. We've walked over to La Villette, which is a big park, but also a combination of things like concert halls and event centers, and there's a lot going on over here, and it's at the very top of the canal. If you use the canal to go any farther north, you actually leave Paris. We're very close to the northern edge of Paris. It's about as far north as you can get inside the city. We're gonna walk through here a little bit. If you want to come up here, see a show. This is where I went to see Holiday on Ice once. If you want to see figure skating, they'll end up being up here at some point. It's big, kind of fantastic, and we're still on the hunt for Space Invaders. I only need 4 to take the absolute lead, but I'm really disappointed with how few we've seen on this walk so far. So yeah, and then lunch. This is also where you'll find the Philharmonic if you want to come see a show there. I've never been inside, but I have walked up and around the structure. It's all shiny and metal and fun. There's a lot of stuff that goes on up here. I don't even know what all happens here, but I've been here for a handful of shows over the years, and every time I'm here I feel like I should come back for more. They also have La Grande Halle, which I think used to be one of the really big markets here in the north of the city, but now is, I want to say it's an event center. Don't quote me on, I should probably look that up. Anyways, I'm just happy to see that the fountains are finally back on. It looks like they're using La Grande Halle for exhibitions. They've got the King Tut exhibition going on right now. I don't know if he's actually inside, but they have 150 original objects from his tomb in there, so maybe he is hanging out in La Villette. It's a cool area to come wander around, and if nothing else, leads us back towards lunch. There are also a number of spots that I have in my guide along the canal. There's a couple of different spots for really good beer, as well as some food, and I've spent a lot of time on this section of the canal, and I really, really like it. We're back to the top of the canal. When we started this morning, we were at the bottom of this section, the 19th portion of the canal. We're gonna walk towards the middle, which is where we're gonna have lunch, but you can see these boats. I've always wanted to rent one of these boats. I've yet to do it, but you can actually rent these boats, have a bachelorette party, as these ladies are doing, or just go for a, brief stroll. To my knowledge, they actually book up pretty far in advance, so if you're gonna do it, you wanna try and get on the list early. But like I said, I've never done it before, so I don't know what the full strategy is for that yet. I'll try to get on top of that this summer, just for my own personal enjoyment as much as anything. But it's a really, really nice stretch. Up here is the Atellante, which is a fantastic tap house that is in my guide, and we're gonna stop just past it at Pan Am Brewing Company for lunch, which makes some delicious beer, but they also have some really good food, and they're right on the canal. It's gonna be quite the competition for seating, because being located where they are, the outdoor seating fills up and stays full pretty much as soon as the sun comes out for the entire summer. So we'll see what we can get there. And then that might be a wrap for the 19th. It's a fun district, highly recommended, lots of really cool stuff going on here. Just happens to be, oh, we're gonna get coffee first too, I forgot about that. So we'll get coffee on the way. There's a new coffee spot that Pouchon recommended to us. We're gonna cross over, get that, and then we'll get lunch. And yeah, if you're gonna come to the 19th, I would suggest you come, you enjoy it. But if you're not familiar with the city, I wouldn't necessarily stay here until you're more familiar with the layout and the kind of the where to stay, where not to stay sections. Because the 19th has some portions that are a little bit less trustworthy, but overall, it's a cool area. This is a new coffee shop that Pouchon recommended. I've never been here before. The Cafe Bar. Give it a try before lunch. Could use some more caffeine. Film school. My friends, this is the 19th. There's a lot of excitement going on behind me over here. We just had lunch at Pan Am Brewing Company, which is one of my favorite spots on the canal. Fantastic view. Very difficult to get a seat outside, but the beer is good, the food is good. The waits can be a little bit long, but definitely worth it. And right next to it is where we started for coffee with Pavillon des Canaux. Wanted to go upstairs and show you more. Didn't. That's my whole story. I'm really tired. It's time to go home and edit this. I hope you had a wonderful time wandering the 19th with us. Got a flavor for the canal, everything around us. And Buttes Chaumont, seriously, best park. It's so great. I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning for day 20, the last day of my 20 and 20 here in Paris. Good night.